Another edition with me, Mandee, and GymRa. Today's workout is going to be strength and cardio intervals. Get ready to live, people. What a beautiful day. Are you ready? Say yes, yes. We're gonna start with our warm-up. Our warm-up is roughly 4.5 minutes. Bring your feet a little wider apart. Let's take a deep breath in together. Reach the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, draw the elbows down and roll the shoulders back and down. Let's do that 2 more times. Big inhale here. And exhale the elbows down, roll the shoulders back and down. 1 more time, maybe bend those knees a little bit more. Maybe reach up to the sky. Exhale, roll, and let's start with a deep squat. Dropping down nice and low. Just pause there for a moment. Just kind of notice where your weight's held in your feet. You're not rolling your toes out or in, and your weight's primarily in the heels. Exhale, squeeze. Big inhale and squeeze. If we're not moving at this pace, it's totally cool. What's most important today is that you're moving. There's going to be little moments of pause, but for the most part, we're moving quite a bit. So, take it at your pace. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Good news about a video is you can always pause it and do your thing, okay? So from here, let's go ahead and add in a little hinge. We're gonna squat it down, rise it up, hinge for the toes, knees are soft. Exhale to rise, squat down, rise up. In our first block of work, we're gonna be playing with the mini band, which I love that piece of equipment. It's really nice. I do feel a lot more resistance in the legs. So I say go on the journey with me if you want, but you could always do this body weight. In fact, everything we're doing today is standing, so you don't even need a mat, and everything else can be equipment optional. Okay, last one. Squat it down, rise it up, hinge at the waist. Let's take the arms up and down. So I'm bending my knees a little bit, a little half squat. What I'm really getting into are the shoulder work. So keeping those shoulders plugged in, I'm kind of drawing this big circle up to the sky and down below the knees. Let's do it 2 more times. And then we're gonna find single leg balance. If you know me, you know I love some balance and I'm never good at it. So if you watch me struggle, welcome. So I'm gonna find the single leg balance here. Open up the knee and kick back. 2 more, open up the knee and kick back. Last one, open up the knee and kick it back. Let's switch our sides. Balancing on the opposite foot, we're opening up the knee, kicking it back. I do recommend, as you're doing this, laser focus on one thing that is not moving in your space. Good, now from here, go ahead and give me a little boxer shuffle. If you're not jumping, it's okay. So if this is really bothersome on the joints, I'll take a nice march. So with your boxer shuffle, we're gonna add in a little jumping jack. Shuffle and jack. Shuffle, just get that heart rate up, right? So if we're doing that low impact version, it's gonna look like this. March, march, march. Give me 2 half jacks. March, march, march. 2 half jacks, right? Good, couple more seconds. We're gonna get those arms warm for that last bit of our warm up today. Plant your feet, bring your arms forward. Bend your elbows, open up the chest. Bend and open. Let's do 2 more. Getting the biceps, getting the back body, and go ahead and take those arms behind you. Bend those elbows, kick back. Try to keep your elbows beyond the rib cage if you can. My palms are facing inward. If you want to know the technical term, inward would be medial grip, which we'll get into. Pause at the back here, turn the palms up, give me a little tiny pulse. Getting the triceps, getting the back body, feeling a little bit of the back of the shoulder here. This is 4, 3, 2, turn the elbows in, fingertips meet, fingertips open. So it's almost like you're kind of serving 2 trays out to the side, team. Guess what? It's time to get started. So if you have a mini band, we're gonna put that puppy on. So we're gonna put it right above the knees. We're starting with a banded side squat, alternating. Timer starts in 3, 2, let's do this. I squat it down, I reach it up. Squat down. When I take that big step from right to left, my focus is on keeping the weight evenly distributed between my feet. So it's not a lunge. You're dropping into the legs evenly. I am using my arms here because why not, right? You might as well use your whole body. Good, make sure you're squeezing your glutes at the top. Beautiful, we're gonna be finding a single leg balance here in a few seconds. Let's do a couple more side squats to wrap it up. Good, 2, and 1. Find balance on one foot, I'm gonna choose my left. Then from here, I'm gonna bring that knee out to the side and back. If I needed to land my foot, showing this to you head on, I could land my toe, lift out, land it, lift back. There's a bent knee in my stable leg. And I'll tell you, I feel this in both my outer hips, but this one, the one that's standing, that's the one that's really starting to burn. You got about 20 seconds, a little bit less. Give it your 100 today. Just so you can see what's going on with my back, I'm keeping it neutral, right? I'm not trying to really accentuate this concave back. Pull the navel in. We're gonna switch our legs right here. So finding balance on the opposing leg, the leg you were just moving, lifting out, tapping, driving it back. Lifting out, tapping the toe, driving it back. So that's gonna be the easier variation. To not land the foot, a little bit harder. So find that focal point. Just keep your neck nice and long. I'm flexing through the foot. Single leg balance work. All of a sudden legs are really having to turn on. So last few seconds, right? So you watch me fumble around. I'm gonna go back to landing the toe. There's no wrong answer here. Oh my gosh, my hips are really tight. Good, okay, meet me in a squat position. Stay there and just push your knees away from each other. Added bonus if you can bring your hands behind your ears and sink your legs just a little bit lower. So as you do this, breathe. Haven't mentioned much about breath today, have I? Just take it in, let it out. Can you sink your hips a little bit lower? Come with me. Just a few more seconds. We're gonna keep this band on, but I am gonna give you a small rest. We're talking half of a minute, a little bit less, right? Couple more seconds. Now, we're gonna add our dumbbells into the equation in just a few seconds. Rise up, shake out the legs, give them a little tap, and if you are coming with me on the weighted journey, we'll pick up, I'm using 5s today. If you have weights, I wouldn't go too heavy, but if you wanted to, you do you, you take care of you. So I'll preview what you got going on right now. You're in rest mode. My arms are gonna rack as I squat. So it looks like this. I squat and rack, I return. I squat and rack, and I return. Cool? Yes. Timer starts in 2 and 1. Let's head on over and squeeze to rise. And you know what's interesting about when you call this a rack? Is it could be called a hammer curl because I'm not actually racking the weights onto the shoulders, but keep the elbows bent. You know, we don't want to lock them out. Just drive into those hips. Just so you can see this from the side, I'm sinking my weight back into my heels like we did in the warm-up. Really important here. No wrong answer on the breath either. Just breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. We're gonna keep the weights. This is 2 and 1. Okay, so finding balance on the opposing leg first. So for me, this was my second side. Bring the weights right in front of me. Open the arms. Whoa, kick the arms back. So my hands are doing the same activity as my moving leg. And again, if it's just a lot, land the foot. I'm gonna land the foot. If I want to, I could make it a little harder, floating that leg. Constant work in my my standing leg. Beautiful. Bad news is arms get double the amount of time as the single leg. You're welcome. Switch your feet. I'm kind of opening up my chest and squeezing my back body. Land when you need to, hover when you can. That should be on a bumper sticker, like for a spaceship or something. Good. Concentration, focus. We can do this together today, right now. Make it worth it, right? Maybe you only have a few minutes away from all of your other obligations and you're spending these precious moments with me. Thank you so much. Let's do this. So close. Okay, meet me in this weighted squat position. Keep the weights racked in front of the shoulders. And now we're just for 45 seconds, we hold our squat. We hold our weights and we focus on sitting low. If you feel this in the joints, don't sit as low. Make sure the weight's primarily in the heels, but your whole foot is on the floor. You're just pushing your knees away from each other. You'll probably feel a lot of heat in the outer hips, but listen, we don't have much longer. Really make it count. Really push the limit here. I can do it, you can do it. We're doing it together. That is time. So you're gonna take off your band. You're gonna set your weights down. And if you need a little break, this is built in. So you're taking that break now. We're moving into our next section, which will be cardio. In this cardio section, there are some jumping options. I'll be demonstrating both a low impact and a higher impact option. So take care of yourself, really pay attention to what you need and that you can sustain for the whole duration. Each movement is around 45 seconds. There are 4 moves, okay? We're gonna get started here in just a few seconds. We are traveling, so if you have a small space, like I do, we'll start so that we have room to travel forward and backward, okay? So I'm gonna step all the way to the edge of my space. First thing we've got going on, big broad jump, and then you're gonna shuffle your way back. Come with me in 3, 2, 1, here we go. Broad jump forward, turn, shuffle back. Broad jump forward, same direction. You're always gonna face forward towards me, towards the camera. Mandee, I'm not jumping, so what's the alternative? Instead of the broad jump, you're gonna take big squat steps, and then on your way back, side step back. I'll do it a few more times with you. Big steps forward and side steps back. Big steps forward and side steps back. The rocks got me. I'm not gonna blame it on me. Side step back, good. Second piece of this, you're gonna move into a, oh my gosh, what is it? Oh, my standing wood chop. Place your hands here. Chop it over the hip, chop it over the other hip. So, truth bomb. I'm on unstable surface. It's not as easy. I have my hands clasped. I'm focusing on the torso twist. So head on, just so you can see this, I'm coming across that front hip, and I'm alternating my feet. The first thing we did was single-sided. Second thing we're up to, alternating. Okay, transverse lunge. So still facing head on. I take it to the corner and then I take it out to the side. I switch. I take it to the back corner. I take it to the side and switch. Showing this to you from the side because I think it is helpful. I take it to that back corner. I take it out to the side. I take it to the back corner, right? I'm just showing you different angles here so you can see what I'm doing with my hip. My leg is straightening out. You're alternating your legs. So if you've gotten confused, just keep coming with me. It's 2 different lunges per side, diagonal back, straight to the side, okay? Last effort, we go to the other side. What do you think we're doing? That broad jump, and then the shuffle back the other direction, correct? Say, for example, you've got a limited space. You can take that broad jump smaller and just kind of make that little side step back. Land light, land low. Good. Land light, land low. We've got it. Really drop into those hips, especially after doing strength in the first set where we're really working the legs. That is your time. I'm winded, I felt that. So jumping is tough, it's a plyometric. So if you start to feel it in your joints or your bones or whatever, do that lower impact version where you're doing that big walk forward and sidestepping back. Now in this second time through, if you wanted to add the band, which I'm going to, that might be super interesting. You don't have to, right? This is our cardio section. It doesn't have to be mega difficult. Okay, here we go. We're starting with that broad jump. We're gonna start on the side we ended on. Got my band on, I'm ready to party and shuffle it back. I'm trying to move bigger, faster, and more agile. Right? Really covering some ground here, literally. After this, we've got those wood chops. How would I make it a little more interesting? I would add a dumbbell. And so I'll add my 5-pound weight when I get back. Yeah, turns out I'm working. It's good for me. I can feel myself getting stronger as I go. Wherever you're at, grab that single dumbbell. Grab it, hold it with your hand, slice across the thigh. We got it. Everything has a little bit of strength. Everything has a little bit of a cardio. I know. I can feel myself heaving and a hoeing. That is hilarious that I just said that. So the weight's not meant to be so unbearably heavy. It's just adding a little bit more oomph to the torso. I love this because I feel my core so significantly here. 3 seconds, 2. We have our lunge set. So set your dumbbells down. I take it to the corner. I take it to the side. Let's add it in. Take it to the corner. Take it to the side. Hands behind the ears here. Take it to the corner. Right, that wasn't perfect. Take it to the side. Take it to the back corner and take it to the side. We're just alternating those legs. This leg straightens out. Why would I put my hands above my head? It's gonna elevate that heart rate. I feel it. Not that I needed it, right? But if I think I can grab just a little bit more, I'm gonna take it. Out, hand, back. Finish it up. Start at the edge, right? Big broad jump, shuffle it back, right? So we started the broad jump here, meaning we shuffle back with that lead leg that happens to be my left. I really use my arms for that broad jump. So channel your inner track star, broad jump star, and finish this out. The band makes it significantly harder, which I'm enjoying, but I'm also kind of cursing. You got time for one more. Come with me with this last one right here. Last jump or last big step, shuffle back. You are done with the band, okay? So no band required. And really it's not required anyway, but we won't need it moving into our next challenge. So that was our cardio section with a little bit of added weight to make it interesting. Now's a great time to grab that sip of water, but let's first take a breath together. Big inhale. And exhale it out. Bring that heart rate down with me. Do it again. Big inhale. We got plenty of time. Big exhale. We're gonna be moving into our strength set with our 5s. I'm using 5s, right? So I'm going kind of light. All shall be revealed. Trust me on the light. If you wanna go a little heavier, I'd say 8s. If you wanna go a little lighter, I'd say soup cans, 2s, something like that. So team, we're gonna turn our toes out like this. We're gonna move into that plie. So in our warm-up, we did this. I squat down, arms come down. I rise, squeeze, arms come around. And I wanna go slow here. I'm worried less about the quantity, more about the quality of this movement. Arms come all the way overhead, elbows are soft, right? I'm not locking here. Drop into that deep squat. Shoulders peel back and down. We keep these weights for the whole set. Oh gosh. Yeah, we got it. Big inhale. We're gonna be moving into this narrow squat. We'll keep both of our dumbbells. Come with me to a chair pose. So feet together, knees together. Once we're here, bring the arms together, sit low. As you rise to stand, weights come around the back of the head. We sit back into that chair, and then we go around the other side. Sit in the chair, circle the head like a halo, going around the right to the left, dropping in, and then around the left to the right. And if you do a couple in a row, they're in the same direction. I have before as well. We've all been there. Just do your best. You're showing up for yourself. That should count. Really squeeze your seat at the top. A few more seconds on this one. Now here's the bad news. We're gonna hold this lateral lunge. So I'm gonna set myself up with that lateral lunge. Fly the arms out. Hold the lateral lunge. My palms face medially here. I'm bending pretty deeply into one knee. The other leg is super straight without locking that knee joint. Showing this to you on a little bit of an angle, I think it'll be helpful. So that way, hips are back, back is flat. You're squeezing the middle of the back body, reverse fly. Good. Now on the other leg, we have a little different arm work. And by a little different, it's just literally we're gonna turn those palms forward, okay? So let's do one more rep here. And then set yourself up on the second side. So we're bending into the opposite hip, turn the palms forward. I do the same action, only now it's a lot different because I've got this supinated grip. Think about it, thumbs up to the ceiling or the sky or this beautiful tree that's behind me. So a little post-exhaustion of the legs. I definitely feel this in my hips. But where I really feel this is right in the middle of my back. My neck is long. I'm looking kind of down and forward. Now these fives for me are starting to really be effective. Give me one more rep to finish it out. Okay, doke. Set it down. Just take a quick moment. Let's stretch the hands. In this very brief period of rest, just notice where you're holding tension. Sometimes I tend to like elevate the shoulders. So nod the head around. We start back up at the top. We're gonna need those weights. I'm adding a little bell and whistle to each of these movements. So if you are ready for a challenge, pick up your dumbbells and here we go. We're gonna find that plie again. Now notice when I'm down, I'm gonna lift those heels for releve, rise up, lift those heels at the top. Okay, come with me now. Drop down, heel pop, rise up, releve balance, drop down, pop the heels, rise and squeeze. Yes. Shh. Shh. Palms are facing forward. I feel a lot in my shoulders, but it feels really healthy today. I feel really strong. Hopefully this is making you feel good too. We won't do another one of these, so really make it count. Squeeze your seat. Find that little heel pop. Couple more seconds here. Find your narrow squat. So narrow squat position. Squeeze the legs together. Beautiful. Now from here, hands come together. Halo overhead, punch. Halo over the head. We sit, we push those weights forward. That's the only add-on here. So we're working a little chest, which I like because we don't have a single push-up today, right? We're standing this whole time. Make sure you're alternating that direction of the arms. Truth be told, I think I went in the same direction twice, right? She's not perfect, she's cute. Drive in, finish it out. Gorgeous. Okay, so now we're gonna find our lateral lunge. So I'm starting on the second side and I'm gonna do my supinated fly, rise, drop. Supinated fly. I extend that single knee. So we're just adding in this little hip thrust every repetition, which is actually kind of nice because the arms do tend to get pretty tired here. So it's almost like a little reprieve from all the arm work and holding that static lunge position. All we gotta do is that second side. So come with me in 4. Yes. Okay, switch your feet. So I'm gonna drive into the opposing hip. Now my palms face in, medial grip. I fly out, I rise and squeeze. And squeeze. Back is flat. So when I'm standing, I'm looking at you. When I'm in this hinge position, I'm looking about 1.5 feet in front of me. This left leg, the one here, not moving at all, stays static, stays straight. Try not to jerk your head, neck, and shoulders around. Maybe I only lift the weights here. Maybe eventually I have to set them down and just do body weight. No shame in your weightlift game here, finishing it out. Woo! You made it, you made it. Set the dumbbells down, sip of water. Make sure you're hydrating. Try not to drink too much water, but have a little bit in you. And we're gonna be moving into our next cardio block. This one requires some coordination. Warning, warning, right? For me, I'm not super coordinated. It's why I throw it into workouts, because it makes me better at coordination, right? If you avoid it, you'll never get better at it. It's just true. So there are some triple steps in here. If you're not jumping, it's totally cool. Your triple step will be a march. Other people's triple step will be this little boxer shuffle situation. And in the first round, we have this thing called a fan kick. You can make it a knee hike, right? You can make it something a little less rigorous. So for example, just in these last few seconds, here's my fan kick. That was horrible, right? They're not all gonna be winners, but I got right back up and tried again. If that's a lot on your hips, you'll kind of move here and you'll open up the hip here. I'll go with you. We're on a team. Here we go, 45 seconds. 1, 2, 3, fan kick. 1, 2, 3, fan kick. I have to use a significant amount of core work, so you're welcome for this fan kick. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling it. I love me a boxer shuffle. We're gonna be doing those here right after this fan kick. And again, I mentioned this in the little rest portion. You could make it a march. I will show you that. Let's travel to one side of our space. I'm gonna start here. So if I'm not boxer shuffling, I'm marching across, and then I'm gonna give me 1 half jack, march across, another half jack. Otherwise, it's a boxer shuffle across, half jack at the edges, or a full jack if you've got it. So I'm just kind of making myself travel laterally. It's really good for the brain because our bodies are so used to traveling front to back to kind of get out of that zone. I don't know about you, but my calves are on fire. They're on fire. Couple more seconds. This is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to the center. I thought I was gonna lose my legs there for a second. Okay, in place, arms come out. Pull the arms together. So from the side, my arms, if you wanna clap, you can clap. My arms are coming right together, in and out. With my legs, I'm kicking my own seat. So maybe this round, it's just the arms for you. Or maybe I'm just doing those glute kicks and they're low impact. Or maybe you're with me and you've got these alligator arms in and out. Oh my gosh, so close. And time. Oh my gosh. Okay, so step yourself to the side. Low shuffle, side bend. Low shuffle, side bend. Now, earlier we did this. We did a side shuffle, but we didn't do this little side bend action, which may or may not be one of my favorite moves, just because I feel so much kind of moving through in the sidelines of my frame. Yep, take your time. Again, if I'm not jumping, I'm sidestepping, and I'm still getting the work. Take a break. take a break. We're gonna go through these things again. Some of them will change, some of them will stay similar. So be on the lookout for that triple step and the fan kick. That is not gonna change. I think that just working on getting that in our bodies is super key. You watched me struggle with it. I'll probably struggle with it again. She's not perfect like she mentioned. Here we go. Timer starts in 2 and 1. So it's triple step, fan. Arms are there for counterbalance. For me, I need my arms. Unfortunately, I'm not a rockette, but I am trying my best. Modification again if you need it. Step, 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 knee across and outside of the hip. You could vary it up. You could vary it up. That's it. Good, good, good. Now in our next challenge, we are gonna travel and we're gonna move in to that boxer shuffle. Option to jump full plyo jack. Come with me to a side. I'm going to boxer shuffle across. Boxer shuffle across. Mandee, I'm not jumping today. Remember, you're taking your side step and you're gonna give me that half jack. But I want you to stay committed to this right now. We're halfway there. We're halfway. Can you get lighter on your feet? Can you land with your knees bent, right? Make it muscly, not feeling it in those joints. Plyometric is great. So good for those bones. 3, 2, glute kicks. Right into it, arms out and in. Now, if you're really feeling coordinated, here's what's up. Out, up, out, up. Alternate the arm over your head. I don't know about you, but my calves are feeling this one. Breathe, breathe and be. I'm not clapping, but I'm aiming for it. 9 more seconds. You can do it. Get it? Okay, travel to a side. Nice. Grapevine across. Give me a little shuffle back. She changed the game. Grapevine across. Shuffle it back. Last one here. 3 is the magic number. Shuffle it back. Meet me on the other side. Grapevine across. Shuffle it back. Grapevine across. You can do it. That was me just like, can I? But I'm with you. I'm with you. Finish it. And huzzah, you did it. Okay. Stretch for a second. We still have one more block. And we still have some strength to go. Come with me, breathe. Breathe in, let it out. Weights are waiting for us. You're still in recovery mode. There's a reason we built recovery into this. You should need it. You should need it. If you don't need it, push your limits a little more. This is me, PSA, just giving you that public service announcement. This is all arms. This whole last section, biceps, triceps, delts, and yeah, a lot of arms. So if your arms are really burned out, feel free to do this body weight or something a little bit less. We start with biceps. So bring your arms nice and straight with your palms facing forward. First action here, I come halfway, I lower down. Come with me now, just to half, lower down. Listen, we're only gonna do this for a few seconds, and then we're gonna do the upper half for a few more. So finish this out, meet me here, and now do the half. And we're moving maybe a little quicker here. So we're getting those biceps directly. Knees are soft, chest is broad, shoulders are back. Okay, so for the last half, full range, all the way down, all the way up, all the way down, and all the way up. When we come back to this, we'll do biceps. We're gonna change our palm direction, which I think will be really interesting. This is 3, 2, moving into triceps. Step your feet together. I'm gonna turn a little bit on an angle. Bring your elbows behind you. Triceps kick back, pulse and return. Pulse and return. Squeeze your back muscles together in this instance. Work those arms. So we just worked the front of the arms, the biceps. Now we're working that back of the arm. Pulse it back. Knees stay soft. Elbows stay behind the rib cage. I say this because I struggle with it too. Making videos has definitely helped with my form. And I love to share that information that I get, little tidbits, little tips and tricks that help us get through. Yes, finish line in 2. Good work. Okay, stand up, face me. Lateral raise, front raise, so one arm's coming forward and one's coming out to the side. And we're just going to shoulder height. Notice, I'm coming up and I'm holding it for a millisecond. Can you also do that? Hold it and release. Maybe not, right? So again, a way to make this easier, bend those elbows, immediately making the lever a little shorter and not really feeling that strain in the forearm or the biceps group. Nice. Pausing at the top for just a millisecond, right? Just a little added bonus here. Last bit of this, step your feet a little wider apart, turn your knees out. Palms together, palms open out. So I love this for posture. It's a great way to end a workout because I really feel lean and mean and strong. Mostly not mean, but really feel like I work the back of my body and the upper body, and look at where my arms are. It's a post-exhaustion of the bicep. So we're coming right back to square one here. Good news, we've got more arms to come. There's gonna be a little bit of a change, a little bit of a shift, because you gotta keep it spicy, right? I like a little sriracha on it. 5, finish it out. Big break coming. Let's set those weights down in 2 and 1. Good, take a moment. Move your arms around, move your head, neck, and shoulders around. Notice if you're like lifting your shoulders up. I think the most common thing I see is I like to shrug along with all these movements. Find a mirror or a glass panel that you can see yourself in and notice your postural alignment. We're gonna start with those biceps curls, so let's pick our weights right back up. I mentioned this, it's a prone curl, so feet are nice and wide apart, shoulders are back and down, and here we go. We're going just a half and lower, just a half and lower. It's not very long. We're gonna do half, half, and full. 15 seconds apiece-ish. Okay, meet me in the half, pull. Pull. This one for me is a lot harder. I feel a lot different muscle group working here when I've got my palms facing down. Okay, here we go. Full range in 2 and 1, all the way down, and pull all the way to the collarbones. Yeah. The breeze feels so good. Love working out outside. It's such a privilege, such a joy. It's so beautiful. I'm like barely sweating, but I'm sweating, you know what I mean? Okay, triceps. So step your feet together, hinge a little bit more at the waist, turn the palms back. Good. Reach up. We're gonna bend the elbows in and back. You're like, hold on a second. This feels very much like the prone biceps curl, right? We're just flipping it on its head. So I'm inhaling here, I'm exhaling to extend the elbows back behind me. A little different than our grip that we had before. We're not adding the pulse. However, the last few seconds, I'm gonna have you hold it at the top and do a straight arm pulse with me. This is 4. Okay, hold this last one up, hold it up and tiny pulse up. Okay, yep. And last bit, those server arms. So turn those palms, open the arms, return, collect. Abs in, knees are soft. I'm reaching, that's my add-on here. Last time we had that server arm, now we're serving those trays up and out. Good. I'm saving the best for last, it's coming. We get that lateral and front raise. but I'm gonna add a little extension of the elbow at the top. Remember I told us to hold at the top? That was to get us prepared for this next set. Good. Oh, yes, keep those shoulders down. Turn the palms down. So I lift, I'm gonna bend my elbows in, extend, return. Now switch, lift, bend my elbows in, extend and return. What I like about it is I do less, but of course I'm holding it up at the top for a longer period of time. So more time under the tension at the top of the rep. I don't know about you, but my body feels spent. This 45-minute strength and cardio workout, band and weights. Maybe you just did it with body weight today. Didn't even need a mat, didn't need a huge space. We did it. We're gonna do a little cool down. We'll get you out of here right on time, team. Let's do the last one. Finish it out with gusto. Beautiful work. Let's set the dumbbells down. Okay, so we have a little time to stretch. I say take it. Now for me, I like using our mini band a little bit, or if you wanna use a towel, you could, but I like looping it around the bottom of my foot and pulling up to feel this stretch along my calf muscles. So maybe you're using a hand towel, maybe you're using your hand, but again, just using this band to help me feel the stretch differently. Changing the game, right? We don't have much time on our stretch, about 4 minutes-ish. So just spend a little time statically stretching these calves, because we did a bunch of jumping. Even if you weren't jumping, your calves were definitely working. Good, rise up and loop the band around the other foot. So I'm showing this to you a little bit on a profile, so you can see what's going on in my back. I'm pulling my toes towards my face actively, stretching the back side of the leg. My back is engaged, meaning I'm not rounding my back here. Pause and breathe. So maybe you're one of those folks that's holding the toes, right? So pull them in a little bit tighter, pull those shoulders back and down. One more breath here. And let the breath out. So if you have that band, go ahead and just move it to the side. Clasp the hands behind you, open up the chest cavity, but drop the chin down. We did a bunch of arms, and we did those arms towards the end. So as you do this, just roll the neck over to one side, drop the shoulder of the opposite, and come through the center. Roll it to the opposite. Just moments of stickiness wherever you're at. So for me, I feel it right here. I would kind of pause there and scrub around and then come around. Yeah, nice. Keep those arms extended for just another moment and see if you can find a nice little forward fold. So in that fold, right, I'm gonna keep my knees pretty soft and I'm gonna let the head completely descend towards the ground. Just nod your head all the way to the right and left, all the way up and down, and then we'll release the hands. Roll yourself up to stand slow. So once you're standing up, we're gonna pour our weight into our foot and shift our weight back into the hip. Take the fingertips down. So this leg is straight, this arm is down, and then I'm twisting open towards my right. I'm gonna wrap the arm around my back and lean back. So I'm stretching that front side of the chest. If it hurts to have your head tilted all the way up, you can always look at your hand on the floor. Good, and then from here we rise up, we're gonna switch the sides. So coming on over to my left, my fingertips on my right are down and I'm opening up on my left. Again, if it hurts to look to the sky, look to the floor, maybe wrap the back and open up the chest. I also feel this through that straight leg, which is nice. Good, rising up. I love me a quad stretch. So squeezing your legs together, reaching forward. So if you're really struggling for that balance today, little chair in front of you, little kitchen counter. Take another moment and we'll switch. So after doing all this jumping around, all this movement, it's nice to just kind of come back to that peacefulness of static stretch. Take another couple seconds just feeling that thigh stretch along your second side. So if you didn't switch legs, switch them now. Good. Last stretch, we're gonna take one leg across the other. So if I've got this leg forward, I'm gonna stick the opposite hip out and lean across. So I like to hold my hip and I feel that stretch through the IT band, side body. Switch your sides, please. And then we're gonna stick the hip out, lean. Let's take another breath. And return through center, shake it all off. Thank you so much for coming with me today, my 45-minute workout. This is Mandee, I'm with GymRa in this gorgeous space. Have such a wonderful day and thank you for coming.